Hey everyone, it's Anya here from the blog ourgabled.com, and today I'm going to show you how you can make a sourdough cornbread. Cornbread is really nice for your summer barbecues or with a big pot of chili. It's really easy to make and it's always a crowd pleaser. Today we're making it with sourdough, and I'm going to talk to you about how you can long ferment it, because there's a lot of recipes where you just put the sourdough in and you get the sourdough depth of flavor, but you don't actually get all the health benefits of the sourdough. So I'm going to tell you how you can do that, and let's get baking. And if you're wondering what's going on my stove behind me, I am making German plum butter that needs to cook for a long time. I was pitting about 3 pounds of plums last night, and if I can tell you anything, it's if you don't mind having stained hands and fingers, that's okay. Otherwise wear gloves, because those plums really stain your hands. So that's going on back there. That's another video for another day. However, back to our cornbread. I already put 1.5 cups of cornmeal in my non-reactive bowl. I am using the Bob's Red Mill cornmeal. I'm leaving all the links in the box below this video so you can find the recipe, the ingredients, and where to find certain special ingredients. Then we'll add 1/2 cup of flour. I like to use spelt. You can use any flour that you have or that you like. To that, I'm adding 1 cup of buttermilk, and oftentimes I make my own. However, this is store-bought. I'm gonna give it a good shake before we pour it in here. If you don't have buttermilk, you use regular milk. It works just as well. And then we'll add 1 cup of ripe sourdough starter. Put that in the bowl. And again, I'm using a stainless steel whisk, and that's okay. We have been told to not use stainless steel with sourdough because it can react. However, for just mixing it up, stainless steel or silver spoons are fine. I don't want to let my sourdough ferment sit in a stainless steel bowl, so that's why I'm using my enamel bowl. Mixing this up. Trying to get it out of the whisk here, the last bits and pieces, without dough getting all over the place. So now what we'll do is we'll let this ferment. If you're in a rush, you can go ahead with the recipe as I'm going to show you in a moment. However, if you want to reap the full benefits of the sourdough, which means the long fermentation where the bacteria actually breaking up the gluten in the sourdough and where you're getting the long fermentation, then you want to let this sit for at least 4 hours. You can do it for 8 overnight. There really isn't any sort of time period, and we'll just add the flours, the buttermilk, and the sourdough to it. I like to use my beeswax wraps to cover this, and we'll set this aside and let it ferment for at least 4 hours. And here's my little kitchen helper. He's always here helping. He has a sister who's less interested in baking than he is. Really funny. And whenever you think that you have let it ferment for enough time, we will add the remaining ingredients. I have over here in a pan that I've had since my childhood, since I was 6 years old, and I'm so proud that I still have this cute little skillet. It's enamel. 1/2 cup of melted butter. Pour that in here. Two eggs. And we can go ahead and break up the eggs a little bit. Then we'll add 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I'm mixing this even though I don't have all the ingredients in here yet. Cornbread always has a very runny consistency. Next, we'll add a teaspoon of salt. Two teaspoons baking powder. And 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. I always like to use aluminum-free baking soda. And quickly stir everything in. Now I'm going to do two things. I'm going to turn on my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to turn on my stove. So let me take you all the way over there. I'm adding just a little bit of avocado oil to my skillet. Ideally, you want to heat the skillet first and then add the oil and then add your batter, but I'm just going to do it this way today. We'll let this heat for a moment. And when the skillet is hot enough, when the oil is really runny, I like to give this whole thing a jump start by adding the batter to the skillet. You could totally make this in a glass baking dish It doesn't have to be a cast iron skillet, but I always like the cast iron because it's so rustic and works perfect for the cornbread. Now you see that the edges are already baking here. I'm going to turn up the heat just a notch. And after a few minutes, I'll put it in the oven, 350 degrees for about 35 minutes or until an inserted toothpick comes out clean. And after 35 minutes or so, you have this wonderful cornbread here, sourdough cornbread that would be excellent with whatever your favorite side dishes are. Or I just actually made some butter and you can just drop the butter on it and eat it like that. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this recipe, please give me a thumbs up, and especially if you're new on my channel, it always means a lot to me if you hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications so you always know when I upload a new video, which I always do on Tuesday mornings. Also, please let me know in the comments below if you like this recipe once you've tried it, what your experience is, or any other question you have, because I always love to engage with you and hear from you what you like and what kind of content you'd like to see from me. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching and joining me in my kitchen, and I'll see you in the next video.